Kia ora, welcome to Bruce Pullman Park in Papakura. This is the NZRL National 20s competition for 2022. Round 4 clash between Akarana and Waikato for the Reuben Wiki Cup. Yes, it's a pleasure for you to be with us today. Cloudy skies, but the pitch is in good order. And of course we have another match to follow this one. We have round 2 of the NZRL Women's Premiership for 2022. Counties Manukau playing the Mid-Central Vipers. So I hope you can stay with us for that game at 2:30. For the under-20s game, Akarana come to this clash with a win and a draw in their 2 games. Waikato, 2 losses. So a lot to play for this side, which features a new back 3 for this game with Tahuri, Finau and Wood not playing the previous game. Daniela and Watene in the halves this week. In the forwards, Paul and Wright provide a solid middle pairing along with Tupuri Amash, who is playing at lock. The captain is Mahaki J. Hettit Waikato and the coach Eugene Davis.
Well, Eugene, you've had a tough couple of games in the competition so far. Have you been seeing the improvements you've wanted?
Definitely, and as a coach you need to sort of be quite particular about those improvements and developments so you can feed them back to the players. So definitely we've seen a big improvement last week, and one of those key things has been staying in the grind. And so this is a usual sort of focus is to stay in the grind, and we know that's going to be again today. So yeah, the players sort of stayed in quite well last week, in terms of the comparison to the previous game. So that was definitely improvement. And then some of the stuff we were doing in the middle that we were focusing on into the lead into last week was definitely playing itself out. So yeah, a couple of key developments that we noticed last week. Yeah.
Looking at the opposition today, where do you see the threats from Akarana?
Well, I mean, we've got to sort of see that there are threats all over the pitch, and so as long as we're sort of doing our part as individual players to do what we need to do, what they need to do in terms of their opposites, then our team will come together. So just being simple in our sort of direction, I think, but again, staying in the grind because we know they're going to be tough, and so that there's no guessing around it. We just got to front up and be really confident in each other. So yeah.
Well, I hope the team performs well. All the best.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks.
Yes, Eugene Davis there, the coach for Waikato Mana. Now, Akarana's side is looking stable and solid. Most of these players backing up from 2 weeks ago when their last game was played, except for number 2, Louis Daha Webster, who gets his first start of this campaign. Imposing centre, Lani Graham Tofa is back, with Iusum Uwaka moving back to the wing for this game. The forward pack is looking very good again, with Papanui Abbott, White, Sewer and Payne, all exciting and athletic players. The coach is Henry Nicholas.
Squad shaped up this week?
Yeah, good, thanks. The boys have put in a good effort in terms of preparation. Obviously, we had the bye last week, so we spent a little bit of time around conditioning, making sure that we're going to hit the back end of the campaign, fresh and ready to go.
And looking at the table and where you're positioned on the table, do you look at this game as an opportunity to improve your points differential?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, first things first, we've just got to make sure that we do all the fundamentals well. In terms of point scoring, I think that'll come off the back of how we perform. The boys just need to respect the football. We haven't done that quite well in the first couple of games, so we're looking for a better performance around that.
Well, all the best this afternoon, mate.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, Henry Nicholas, Akarana's coach, and the 2 teams almost set to come on to the field here at Bruce Pullman Park now. Going to be Waikato, of course, in the white, and we have Akarana in the blue, of course. So looking forward to these 2 sides. Akarana's win over the South Island by 24-20 in round 1. They drew with Counties Manukau 26-all in round number 2. Entertaining game, that one. Had the bye last week. And Waikato, well, they come into this game having lost to Upper Central Stallions 48-12 in week 1. And then last week losing to the South Island by 40 points to 10. So comfortable losses there to Waikato. So hopefully they can put their best foot forward in this game today. Only a couple of games left, remember, for all of these sides now before the grand final. And as Akarana really need a win today to keep their finals hope alive. Standing by now for the Waikato Haka, called Taufa. Well, Haka from Waikato mana. Toka is the name of their Haka, and let's hope that they perform on the field in this game as well as they have with that Haka, the Akarana team. With games against Waikato and Upper Central to come, they can post wins in those two games. They'll make the final. So a lot for them to play for as we check out the referee for this game today, Darren Hopewell. And he's to be assisted by Joseph Green and Maxine Godinay. So Akarana will be playing with the breeze in the first half. It's not too strong out at Bruce Pullman today. It can be quite windy here, but the pitch a magnificent order, and the temperature and weather is good as well. As Joshua Tanielu prepares for kickoff for Akarana. "35-minute halves, remember, in these games of the Ruben Wiki Cup." So Akarana kickoff. And so Waikato in the white, and we'll be hoping for a good start in this game with some error-free football as Portman Paul, late up into the team, takes the first hit up for Waikato. And now Marsh hits the line nice and hard, and straight in there to make the tackle is Tyson Davies. Number 13, also Papuni Abbott, and JP White as well. So, good start here for this Akarana defence, driving that player back. Sadly awaits at dummy half for Waikato, versatile player. He's played in the centres earlier in this competition. Sadly again, as Marsh looks to just draw that player and feed hit at Wairo, the captain for Waikato. Last play now for the mana. And Watane's caught in possession. Dukes Kauhiva did very well to come up here, and it will be a changeover. Unfortunately, Watane didn't get his kick away, so Akarana start their set right on halfway line, and a chance for them to really move forward through Tanielu, who skips through that first tackle. JP White waits at dummy half. Now Toa, try scorer in the last game for Akarana, that 26-all draw against Mark County's Manukau over at Trust Stadium. And now Elam Payne. Very good back row. He's had two strong games. In fact, both edge back rowers for Akarana have been playing very well. Sebastian Sewer, wait till you see him run with the ball. Number 12, if you haven't seen him. Here's White, getting close to the line now. First try scoring opportunity for the Falcons. Davies at dummy half this time. Ratima. And up from fullback Fa'ae, who's moved over from the wing to that position. And he's just overcooked that one, as Tuipala Fa'ae. And it's going to be a 20-metre restart. Fa'ae, interesting to see him switch back to fullback. No Alo this week. So a bit of a reshuffle for Akarana in their outside backs for this game. But they're all very good players. You just see that kick, he just nudged it just a little bit too much. And you'll quite catch up with that one, and looks like a penalty's been conceded by Akarana. And Ramsey Finau was roughed up in that tackle. The referee hope will not be impressed, so Waikato with a relieving penalty here. Jartan Watane with that kick. And a good touch finder too. He's made good 40 metres there. Watane, who has experience in Australia, actually went to Kibra Park High School, one of the most famous rugby league, or probably arguably the most famous rugby league high school in Australia. And Reece Walsh was one of his schoolmates while he was there. Of course, we'll see Walsh in action for the Warriors later today against the Broncos. Now Marsh. Poria Marsh, he's one of the leaders of this team. He expected to have a big game if Waikato are to provide a big threat in this game for Akarana. Now Tahuri up from fullback. This is his first game. He's a New Zealand touch representative, under 20s touch representative earlier this year. So we can expect some weaving magic from him out the pack today. As Paul again. Now he ran behind Marsh there, and there is an obstruction there, and unfortunately Waikato will give possession back to Akarana. Marsh just getting in the road just ever so slightly, but you see those on a rugby league field, they generally result in a penalty to the defending team, and that kicks a shocker from Tanielu, and Daniela comes back. So a big chance here for Waikato. If they can complete a good solid set of 6 here. Now Paul, tough man to bring to the deck. 20 metres out, Waikato. Sadly, flicks it to Marsh again, who makes 10 metres. So Akarana's defensive line will need to be secure here to keep out Waikato, who did take the lead early in their match against the South Island last week. Looking for a little hole there, was hit at Waikato, but he's dropped the ball, the captain. And Dukes Fiatau Kauhiva with the tackle, the captains coming together from from both teams there. And the Akarana captain just managing to nudge the ball out of his opposite's hands here. Big tall player, isn't he, Hitet Wairo, but just couldn't quite have the ball control there. So Akarana want to move this defensively off their line, and look out for this man, Lani Graham Tofa, offloading the tackle is a beauty, and Waka is away. There's the threat of Lani Graham Tofa, such a big athletic guy, and a penalty. Akarana looking powerful coming out there. Lani Graham Tofa here, number 4. You can just see him in the forefront here, very close to making his NRL debut last year for the Roosters. He was named in their extended squad 3 times last year. Didn't quite get on the field though. So he's back in New Zealand now, and his twin brother, incidentally, Moala, is still at the Roosters. Now Sua, hard man to bring to deck, Sebastian Sua. White. Here is Papuni Abbott. Great run. He's having a very strong campaign. Check out those metres post-contact there from Papuni Abbott, and now Akarana. They're starting to look dangerous here. Short ball, Sua's dropped it, and that is a welcome error if you're a Waikato Mana fan. Very good initial tackle there from Tumatauinga Tekoi, number 3, who managed to dislodge the ball from Sua. Tumatauinga Tekoi is arguably the most experienced of the Waikato Mana players, having played rep football for the last couple of years. And he's also played senior premiership rugby league for Waikato Mana in the New Zealand Premiership last season and the season before. And he's still only 20 years of age. And there he is playing the ball right there. Waikato looking a little sluggish, bringing the ball off their own line. Easily picked off there by Fiatau Kauhiva and Tanielu for Akarana. Sua in there making a tackle, 20 metres out. So these metres are hard earned here for Waikato. They might find a hole out wide here, but in the end, comfortable tackle. Taylor Wright it is in possession. Sadlia. Numbers here on the left-hand side. That's a good step from Daniela. Waikato starting to get a bit of momentum now. Sadlia. They get to their kick this time with Watene kicking. Chasing through is Noah Wood for Waikato. And back it comes to Fae, who is driven back. Northcote Tigers player who's switching to Richmond this season. You'll see most of these Akarana players playing in the Fox Memorial this year. In fact, many have already played in the Fox Memorial last year. Here's Tanielu. Very good centres at Akarana have him and Graham Taufa. White again, JP White, now Kenny Tawa. Another with Australian experience, who's back home. With COVID disrupting things still at the moment. Fiatau Kauhiva. I don't know if he's overcooked that kick a little bit. No, it's ended up being a very good kick. Now Weston Tahuri. You can see how the New Zealand touch selectors are interested in him. He's got a good little step on him, hasn't he? Elusive fullback so far. He's made a good start to this game. Now Ramsey Finau He's dropped the ball, and referee's going to allow play to continue, and Payne has it for Akarana. Fast play the ball, has White pitching 10 metres, maybe 15 out of dummy half. Now Waikato concede the penalty. Bit of offside play there. And Akarana looking imposing again in these first 9 minutes. Still no score though in this game. But the error rate from both teams has been pretty good so far. Akarana, one of the features of their game so far has been their unforced errors. And so far they've been kept to an absolute minimum in this contest. Can they take the lead in the set here as White switches it out to left field, Kauhiva, and Tanielu is given the ball to Fae, who's gone over to score the try, and Tuipala Fae has got the first score for Akarana. That is his third try of the tournament, got a double against the South Island in round 1, and here he is scoring the first try of this contest, and it was created with that offload from Tanielu and Fiatau Kauhiva, who's having a very good tournament. Duke's Fiatau Kauhiva hasn't done much wrong. As we check out the replay here, we'll just watch the offload here in the tackle from Fiatau Kauhiva. Created the space there. Same with Tanielu, and you could even see out on the left there, the Webb still marked. So they had an extra player as well. So nicely executed try for the Falcons. And now we have the try scorer, Tuipala Fae, who will try and convert his own try. He has 4 goals in the tournament so far. Got 1 in the first game, 3 in that draw with Counties Manukau. Fae. He was going to play in the Akarana 18s last year, but of course they didn't Akarana feature in that competition in the end due to COVID-19. And it has waved away that conversion, so score remains by 4 points to 0. Akarana leading Waikato in this NZRL National 20s match here at Bruce Pullman Park. Don't forget we have another game here at Bruce Pullman later today, that women's match between Mid Central and Counties Manukau. And don't forget, big game in the 20s coming up tomorrow between Counties Manukau and the South Island. That game, the outcome of that game is going to have a huge bearing on who makes the final in this competition. 3 teams vying for those 2 spots. Sewer. Sewer gathers the ball from the kickoff. And here's a good little burst out of dummy half by JP White. He's got excellent vision. Offloads in the tackle. They could really move forward here. Papuni Abbott gets through 1 or 2 tackles. He's proving very tough to bring to deck. What a fine start here for Papuni Abbott. The Marist player. There's White again. His second massive run out of dummy half in this set. Wakato are going to have to watch their market defence as Davies plays dummy half. Fiatau Kauhiva. Here's Tanielu skipping through tackles. Payne couldn't gather that pass as Akarana looked very dangerous down that left flank again. Just that execution just not there on that play by Akarana, but their connections are starting to look solid, aren't they? Compare their performance in this game so far to their previous 2, they look a bit more urgent. And Tanielu, Payne, if he caught that, it looked like there could have been a try in the offering there. Here's Tahuti again, good tackle. Coming in that time from Papuni Abbott. Working hard off the ball too is the prop. Now Waikato spreading a little bit. Marsh, tackled on his 30. Sua and Graham Taufa. 2 big lads. Remember Sebastian Sua making another tackle there. Is the son of Murphy Sua, the former Black Caps left arm fast bowler. Marsh gives it out to Watene. Now it's at Wairo. Marsh hits the line nice and hard. Good carry of the football there by Te Poria Marsh. He's dropped the ball. Be interesting to see what the referee rules there. And he's going to say it's a strip. So it's a penalty. And that was late in the tackle count too there for Waikato. So good result for the Mana. And didn't Marsh hit the line nice and hard there. He's come through the upper central system. Under 17s player in 2019. He was an 18s player. Here he's again last year. Looking good. Moved into the forwards too. He was an outside back last year. And now here's the other edge back rower, Lalapia Alu. Hamilton City's Tigers player. And that is going to be another penalty. In fact, it's a scrum. It is a loose carry. So Meli Lalaupe Alu is going to be giving possession away there. Third game in a row for him. For Waikato. Check this out here. Here he is, just on the left edge. Here. It is Wakari Ratima who is in there making a nuisance of himself, but that's a sloppy play. The ball every day of the week, and Tanielu's burst through. Well, what a run here from Waka it is, in fact. Is he going to go all the way? Isam Waka up, yes. What a score. Wow, fantastic try. Isam Waka playing on that left flank on that play. So interesting use of his skills. He's playing on the right wing, but off the scrum, they moved him to the left, and didn't he deliver? Spectacular try there, the Glenora player. Another try for Iwaka in this competition. That's his second. And there he goes there, skipping through two players, pushing off Boone Harris, and got the gas to get through the tackle of Tahuri. Fantastic try from Isam Iwaka. He's come through the Kelston boys system with Zion Mai'uu, of course, who was the MVP of this competition last year. And was to play actually for Auckland Blue in this competition last year, but broke his ankle and didn't feature in the end. But he's made a spectacular recovery now, and that was a wonderful score. Now, tough conversion attempt here for Tuipala Fae. And he's goaled it too. Excellent kick from Fae. So he's 1 from 2 in this game. And Akarana lead by 10 points to 0. Here's another look at it again. And Tahuri got great pace, but Iwaka good strength to carry the Waikato fullback over the line to finish that one off. And these backs that Akarana have, these outside backs, Tanielu, Graham Taufa, Iwaka, they are tall, athletic, fast. They've got everything you want in an outside back in rugby league. Waikato are going to have to be very, very careful with their defence out wide. And here comes Sua with that first carry. Graham Taufa playing dummy half there, and that's been ruled on going backwards from Papuni Abbott, so Fae picks up the loose ball. Watene and Boone Harris making that tackle. Here comes Elam Payne. Oh, good carry, good tackle too. Props to the tackler there on that occasion. Here comes Kenny Toa. Over the halfway line, he thunders. Thunders. Here comes Toa. As White gives it to Davies, a ball playing back rower. Here comes Graham Taufa. Love to see this man in space. He's going to be spectacular. Here's Waka, the try scorer. Akarana really moving forward nicely here as Ratima heads to the 10. Lani Graham Taufa. Try for Lani Graham Taufa. They didn't move up. No, it's actually ruled a loose carry over the line there. So they're back to the 20. Well, he did all the hard work there, did Lani Graham Taufa, but the referee said he didn't force the ball properly. Let's have a look here. Well, that looked pretty good, didn't it? The referee says it wasn't good enough for his liking, and there's a penalty on Finau, so Wakato maybe getting a 50-50 call going their way with that try from Graham Taufa. And now they get a penalty off the back of it too. So 15 minutes to go before half-time. 2 tries in the game, Fae and Waka. Oh, gee whiz. Solid contact there from Elam Payne. And that was on the new player on the pitch, Harrigan Radovanovic. In fact, here is Radovanovic, who's getting stuck into the game here. Here's Daniela. This is Tahuri, looking for some holes in that Akarana defence. Sadly, he plays dummy half again. Here's Paul. Paul bumps off a couple of tackles, getting close now for Waikato. They need to strike back now to stay in touch with Akarana Falcons. Can they seal a deal here? Watene. Watene, good ball. And almost over the line is Tekoi, but he couldn't force the ball. He's just short. Wakato, oh, it's been dropped. Has it gone forward? It has. And in the end, that's hard luck there for Te Awa Daniela, who dropped the ball and has turned over possession. The disappointing end of that set for Waikato. They did really well to get into the red zone, but just didn't quite execute what they were wanting to do. Get that score. Props to that defence for Akarana as the Webster brings it clear. And this is how close Tekoi got. Oh, he just couldn't, force the ball down. Excellent defence kept them at bay by Akarana. Whita Kauhiva. Here's Papuni Abbott, who's got an excellent work rate for a starting prop. Get the feeling, looking at him, he play the whole game if he wants. Here's White, finding space down the left, Tanielu. That right edge defence from Waikato has been under pressure in this game. Papuni Abbott gets a beautiful ball from Whita Kauhiva. Davies is there in support. This is looking great. Oh, Ratama, good tackle. Tekoi's picked up the loose ball. Tekoi still has the ball. Sua's back there, Fair. Now Waikato need fast ball. They need a quick play the ball here. With that, the defence still retreating for Akarana. Finau is hit strongly by Whita Kauhiva. He's having a great game wearing 6 there for Akarana. Hit at Waikato. Up a central player from last season in the 18s age category, stepping up to the 20s this year. Sadlia. This is Watene and then Daniela, and now it is Lalapia Alu. Waikato still hammering away here. Here comes Radovanovic again. New to the sport of rugby league. Let's see what Daniela can cook up here with this kick. Chasing through. Oh, it's bounced beautifully here. And I think he might be just short there, Daniela. Noah Wood was chasing through there, but excellent tackle from Fae and Waka. That was a try saver. Close call there. That's the second time Waikato have been very close to scoring. Good kick from Daniela. Noah Wood putting pressure on here. And Waka, good carry and good hit, wasn't it? Just wonder whether it might have been knocked on there from that bomb from Akarana. Yes, and you can see Waikato have possession. So, yes, that is the ruling from referee Hopewell. So, here's Waikato with a full set right on the 10. See if they can make it count. As Western Tahuri takes the first tackle. Sadlier. Here comes Taylor Wright. Hit hard by his opposite. Front row forward, Papuni Abbott. Sadlier, Daniela. Short ball this time, and it's caught. And it's a try, I think. No. He's caught the knock on Laulapia Alu. So close to scoring. That first nudge forward from Laulapia must have just fallen into an Akarana player there. I think at Davies, just off his arm, which constitutes an original knock on. There was no touch from Davies. That looked good, that try, but it wasn't to be for the Waikato mana. So Akarana survive a concerted attack here from Waikato. Now Waikato's challenge is to get back on defence because as we've seen in this game, there are some real line breakers in this Akarana lineup. So far the defence is secure. Sadlier, Randavanovic was tackling well there on that occasion. Now Faye up from fullback. Offloads to Graham Taufa, who decides to take the tackle. Good decision made by Lani Graham Taufa that time. Sua. Kalan Clyde wearing 15 is out there now. Very useful off the bench. He has got an exciting career ahead of him as a hooker. Kalan Clyde, no doubt about it. And Ratima, young two-player is Kalan Clyde. Now that's got some real heat on it, but the bounce favours Waikato, and it's going back to the 20. Yeah, Kalan Clyde, I would suspect, would be the youngest player out there. He's just out of the 18s. And so could play in this age group for another 2 years yet. Originally from Northland. Wow, he's got a great attitude. Randavanovic, Naruia Wahia's player. The Panthers player. Here is Angus Boone-Harris, who's driven back. Third appearance in the competition for him, played on the wing in round 3 last week against the South Island, into the centres today. Here's Taylor Wright. Duranga Waiwai is his club. Still 10 points to nil, and here's a good carry coming from Regan Oldman. At 6 sector, he has lost the ball to Sua, and now what's the referee goal? And he has maybe got some advice from the touchy there. So here's Oldman, who was originally due to start. Well, it was ruled of illegal play by Akarana. So Oldham out there now. And here comes Mililalau Pia Alu, who's the closest to scoring. Good late offload. The referee called held. So he's got to play the ball. Daniela, so great attitude by Waikato. They're not giving up. They've showed good resilience so far in this game. Almost taking the scoreboard out of the game. It's a good way to think about it at the moment is Regan Oldham rather, plays the ball 20 metres out. Now he's a good charge coming through here from Taylor Wright. Sadlier. Here's it to Watene. Almost intercepted by Tanielu, and if he'd caught that, it would have been Spotcha. A big opportunity here for Joshua Tanielu. Waikato will get a full set of 6 again on the 20. They've had plenty of opportunities in these tournaments, Waikato. Angus Boone-Harris is coming in to lock the scrum. And now Daniela hit it Wairo, the captain for Waikato. Has some good match management skills as well. Has played 5/8 in the past. In fact, played 5/8 in round 1 of this competition. Now he's back in the second row. Daniela. Now Randavanovic, he's really provided good impact off the bench in this game so far for Waikato. Sadly awaits a dummy half. Here comes Wright again. Wright trying to squeeze between those two defenders. Very close to the line again for Waikato. Wakarana's defence has been really good so far in this game. Watane, can he provide some spark? Stakoi goes close again. Still no try though for Waikato. Sua that time with a try-saving tackle. Lalapia Alu. Last play now for Waikato. Can they cook up a special move here? Watane with the kick. And that's straight into the hands of Fae, and the chase wasn't quite good enough. And it is Akarana surviving again. Their goal line defence has been spot on in this game. Really faultless. And that sometimes is as good as earning points at the other end of the field. As we can see, Kalan Clyde sneaking 10 metres and playing the ball nice and fast. Here's Yuaka again off the wing. Really coming into this game nicely. Strong athletic carries. Kalan Clyde again. Here comes some charging up the middle by Ioane Osua, who is out there now, number 17. Fiatau Kauhiva. What a great set of 6 here from Akarana. Awkward little one there for Noah Wood. And Wood will start this just outside his 10. So Akarana have gone pretty much 80, 90 metres in that play. And what a very good set of 6 coming off their line, and particularly how long they've been spending on defence too in these last maybe 10 minutes. Come off their line like that. Very impressive. As Finau, oh, was that a high tackle? It was. Yosua it is, the Richmond Rovers player, who has just up a little bit. In fairness, it was Finau just maybe sliding down in the tackle as well. But referee Hopewell handles that one pretty well. Not too much in that one. So just over 3 minutes to go now to end this first half. Just the 2 tries in it, remember, Fae and Yuaka. Nice tackle right around the ankles there of Oldham by Tyson Davies. Randavanovic, he's got an engine, this lad. He's had lots of carries since coming onto the field. Training very well, apparently. And you can see it's translating to game day as Wright, Taylor Wright. Rugby background at Hamilton Boys High School. Plays the ball. Now Watane keeps the ball. And here's Tahuti. Tahuti, was that held? It wasn't. And I think referee Hopewell says that will be a try. And that is a well-deserved try for Waikato, who have shown a lot of courage to stick in the game. They haven't found it easy to score, but Weston Tahuti, the fullback, who is that New Zealand under-20s mixed team touch representative from earlier this year, showing us the skills and taking full advantage there of Fiatau Kauhiva not holding him in the tackle. So Tahuti will get the score, and it's 10 points to 4, the quick kick to come, and a good time to score too, just before half-time. And in a way, it would have been a bit of a crime had Waikato not scored, given the amount of territory and possession they've enjoyed in the last 15 minutes of this contest. So Jarden Watane is going to line this up now. Kicked 2 goals in the first game against Upper Central, and missed 1 in the second. Martin, remember going to school at Kibra Park High School. Also spent some time at Penrith last year. Back in New Zealand. And it is waved away. So unfortunately for Waikato, the try unconverted. They are on the board. It's 10 points to 4 with a couple of minutes to go until half time. Well, it's been a very competitive match, and Waikato have certainly had a good first half. Can they keep it going, though? One thing that's been a feature of their first two games is they've fallen away badly in the second half of their matches. We'll see if that trend is bucked today, and that was a challenging kick-off there, and Daniela couldn't handle it, so that will be a line dropout. The one thing that is going to favour Waikato here is the clock, with just a few seconds left until half-time. So we'll see if Waikato will survive out of this. But they're going to have to defend. One last play as Fiatau Kauhiva runs at the line here. It's been knocked. Restarted tackle count. And there's a kick. Let's see if the chase is effective, and that will just, in the end, go harmlessly over the dead ball line to conclude the first half. So an excellent and competitive first half between these two sides here in the Ruben Wiki Cup Round 4 action here at the NZRO National 20s for 2022. 2 tries to 1 it is. It is Akarana leading Waikato at halftime by 10 points to 4.
Indian Premier League, live on Sky Sport.
What would you say you look at?
Homeless, squeaky bandit, but sexy. We can't approve a visit until we have a house.
They're my kids.
I need you to leave now.
You've stolen a vehicle, abducted your niece.
Hang in there, Bunny. Things will get better.
The Justice of Bunny King premieres April 30th on Rialto Selection, then available with Sky Go and on demand.
There was something about being in front of a camera, as if I came into focus.
That sunshine place ain't nothing like it here.
I hope you've had as much fun as I did.
The best is yet to come.
Thursday, brand new series Julia begins. Prime.
Thousands of years of history lay beneath our feet. Stories of the ages shaping the world as we know it. But how can we tell between fact and fiction? We can now look deeper into the past using technologies of today.
Look at that. It's almost like we would see them better.
As the relics begin to whisper, history reveals itself. We dedicate a night every week in search of Lost Treasures and Mysteries. Starts April 12 on National Geographic.
Hello, old friend.
3 Musketeers. I've heard of you.
Great novels brought to life.
You deny it, Mr. Darcy.
The Page to Screen collection starts April 11 on Sky Movies Collection.
Here's a boy running through a field, and this is a happy family. But what you're really watching is a show from the channel that brought you Dr. Pimple Popper. It's called... We can't show you the pus-filled, chunky and flaky feet here. You'll just have to watch the show. But for now, here's a dog on a skateboard. My Feet Are Killing Me. Mondays, 8:30 on TLC.
It's the power of the Pacific. DHL Super Rugby Pacific live on Sky Sport.
Bruce Pullman Park here in the NZRO National 20s competition, the Ruben Wiki Cup Round 4 action between Akarana and Waikato. It's been an interesting first half, with Waikato have been comfortably beaten in their first 2 games, providing some stiff opposition for the unbeaten Akarana. 3 tries in the game so far. Let's have a look at them. And it'll look good for Akarana early, with Marsh here bringing it over the halfway line. And that there ruled a penalty against Davies. And then we saw some spectacular tries. We saw that one from Fae, and then this one here from Haka, who burst away from the scrum and ran 70 metres to score, playing on the right wing, but basically that was a left centre's play. And Haka, that was the second try of the game. Really good effort from him. And this try here was actually ruled out by the referee, Lani Graham Taufa. Looked good. It's a big centre burst over, but didn't think the grounding was good enough. The Koi went close, as Waikato were really starting to enjoy a good period of play here, where they dominated possession and territory. And then finally the try came from Weston Tahuti, the fullback, not held in the tackle, and Tahuti good enough to be aware of that and score that try near the end of the game, or of the end of the half, which was unconverted. So 10 points to 4 is the halftime score. Akarana Wakato will have the second half for you right after this.
Step inside the animal kingdom and get lost in the wonder of their natural world. From Earth to the skies to the depths of the sea. Explore the lives of 6 incredible creatures in a special series of documentaries. The Natural World Collection, Wednesdays 8:30 on BBC Earth.
Tomorrow's champions are inspired by today's, but they can only be what they can see. That's why Sky brings you more strength, more skill, more speed, more courage.
Oh my goodness.
And not just on the pitch, you'll see it behind the scenes, in front of the camera, and all over the game plan.
This is what we've been waiting for.
See the rise. See the potential. See history being made. See the possible.
Join me, Brian Cox.
In Universe, Sundays 9:35 on BBC Earth.
Playback! Guys, this is the entertainment capital of the world.
So step right up and take your seat. The journey of a lifetime is about to begin.
Sing 2, available now on Sky Box Office.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Looking for a goal-scoring return. Here's Piscopo! Oh! Absolutely livens up the crowd.
Isuzu Ute A-League, Saturday, live on Sky Sport.
Well, thanks for joining us here at Bruce Pullman Park in Papakura. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of round 4 action of the Ruben Wiki Cup, the NZRL National 20s competition. Cloudy skies, but thankfully no real chance of rain today. That cloud is quite high. It looks way more threatening than it actually is. And the temperature's nice and pleasant too for rugby league here at Bruce Pullman Park. Pitch in great order as it always is here. And we're seeing a really competitive and entertaining match. Akarana, remember, they're unbeaten in this match, or in this competition. Waikato are 0 from 2. Don't forget, at 2:30 this afternoon, the second of the 2 matches today from Bruce Pullman, we have a women's premiership encounter between Counties Manukau and Mid Central kicking off at 30. So we hope you can stay with us for that game. And then, of course, the Warriors play the Broncos at 5 o'clock in the NRL this afternoon on Sky Sport 4 as well. And great to see Sean Johnson back perhaps a little earlier from his pec injury than expected. So good to see him back, and hopefully we'll see his best in that Warriors-Broncos game a little bit later on today. So Akarana and Waikato, 35 minutes to play. Akarana, remember, unbeaten, beating the South Island 24-20, draw with counties 26 all. So a win here will leave them with 2 wins and a draw and 1 match to play against Upper Central.
Sorry,
Waikato's chances of making the final are pretty much over after 2 heavy losses in their first 2 games. But their attitude has been first class in this game so far. But can they hold it together? They've been totally outplayed in the second halves of both the matches that they've played so far this season. So fingers crossed they can keep it going and provide stiff opposition, and who knows, believe they could sneak a win out. Akarana in this game, so we'll see. With the second half all about ready to start. Fai'e and Haka, the try scorers for Akarana. Tahuri, the try scorer for Wakato. And the second half is underway. Waikato, remember, in the white. Akarana in the maroon and blue. Beautifully taken by Fiatau Kauhiva, who immediately looks to create something here down this left flank. And a good little burst from Taha Webster. And right away, Akarana are a close halfway line after just the first tackle. And here's Elam Payne. Takes to the halfway. Only had 4 or 5 carries in the game. Now Davies is going to take the next carry. Tyson Davies, Tiaratu Roosters player. Didn't play last year because of serious injury, but he's back now and contributing well as JP White. Played in the Fox Memorial for Marist last season. He takes that carry. And now Papuni Abbott, who's been certainly one of the standouts. Great work rate, Warriors Academy member 2019. He's been going good in this game. Now Fiatau Kauhiva looks to finish that set with a good kick. Finau's under it, he's misjudged it. Tahuri, it bounces good, and Tanielu. Oh! He couldn't have been dished that one up any better, and Joshua Tanielu has gone over to score a simple try as it turned out, and that was just what Akarana needed to re-establish that 10-point lead in the opening minutes of the second half. Wow, Finau got this one all wrong. You know, missing it comfortably, and this bounce, oh, thanks very much. So Joshua Tanielu goes over to score his first try of this campaign. He certainly looks a useful prospect. Tanielu, the Bay Roskills player, another out of Kelston Boys. And again, he's been blessed with all the physical attributes of a fine rugby league player. Tall, fast, athletic, skilled on his feet, very dynamic. And he's got an eye for the try line as well, as we've just seen. So 14 points to 4. Here's Faye once again with another challenging conversion attempt. All 3 have been from out wide so far in the game. He did nail that one from wide out in the first half. And he's got that one over as well. Excellent kick from Tuipala Fae, whose goal kicking has improved in this game. And Akarana lead by 12 points now, 16 points to 4. And that bounce again, gee whiz, that's hard luck for Waikato. However, I say hard luck if Finau had caught that ball, then of course Tanielu wouldn't have got that nice bounce. And maybe no try scored. So really important skill that all wingers and fullbacks have got to have, is got to catch it, got to be good under the high ball. Otherwise, things like that can happen as Davies gets play underway again here for Akarana. Slow play the ball. Good tackle there from Hetet Waido to really slow Akarana down and give his teammates time to get their defensive line in order for the next carry. And that's exactly what's happened. Is Clyde. Is it Tafia Taukauhiva? Growing into his work really well is the number 6. And captain is Clyde. Sneaks out from tummy half again. He's a useful runner, isn't he? Very good player. And liked his energy off the bench in the 2 games that he's played. Now Payne almost through. Only barely held by the bootlaces. Payne, how strong is he? Clyde waits at tummy half. This is Paul, who's playing out a bit wider now. Ratima almost stolen. It's still there for Akarana. Here is Graham Taufa. That kick is wobbly. And a referee is going to allow play to continue. A bit of a messy end to that set for Akarana Falcons, but at least they're in good field position to impose maybe some pressure and maybe lure an error out of Waikato, and they're very keen on getting up in the face of the Waikato Mana players. And it looks like referee has said Tahuri fumbled the ball in that tackle. So it's a scrum to Akarana, and that defensive pressure has paid off for the Falcons, who have made a cracking start to the second half. I don't think we'll see that on the replay from that angle, but the referee was on the other side. So really important now for Waikato Mana to keep out Akarana here. What are the Falcons going to cook up? They go to Graham Taufa rather. 5 metres out, the big centre. Faye is going to have a little dart from dummy half, but he's lost metres that time. Good tackling from Waikato. Graham Taufa once more. Rutherford is out there, Jacob Rutherford from Te Aratu. Here's Davies driving hard for the line. Can he get it down? I think he has. Tyson Davies, he scored the try. And he is a popular man in this Akarana team. Tyson Davies. Very good, solid all-round play. Lovely hands for a lock forward. And he's rewarded with the try. He saw the opportunity and he was decisive with his decision, and it paid off. Tyson Davies with the 4th try for Akarana. Just head down and over he went. Tyson Davies. 20-4, so perfect start for Akarana. Back-to-back tries in these first 6 minutes of the second half. And this kick here for Fae is the easiest one he's had in the game so far. So 1 try and 3 goals is what Fae will want to have next to his name after this kid version. And that's exactly what's happened. So he has 10 points in the game now. And Fae gives the Falcons an 18-point lead. One more look at Tyson Davies. Good authority to that play. He knew there was a chance and he took it nicely. Don't forget we have another game coming up this afternoon here at Bruce Pullman Park. And that women's match coming up at 2:30 this afternoon between Counties Manukau, the defending champions, and Mid Central. It's the team from Taranaki, Hawke's Bay, Manawatu, Wanganui. Papuni Abbott. Here he is running right over the top of players again. Paua Papuni Abbott. Keep your eye on him. He's a New Zealand residence player, 16s and 18s. And there's Clyde again, pinching 15 metres. He's got great awareness of when the opportunity to run is. And he's taking full advantage maybe of that market offence. And that there is going to go against Clyde. Well, that was an excellent play from Stilanovic Watane. And the number 7 for Waikato. Maybe a little lucky to get the decision going his way, because Clyde was desperately trying to play it, and you could argue Stilanovic Watane didn't clear the ruck there. Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure if there was a captain's challenge, Akarana would have challenged that one, and I don't doubt that decision would have been reversed. It's Boone Harris playing the ball for Waikato. Here comes Laulapea Alu with that next carry. Randavanovic coming down to the 30 now for Waikato. You see Marcus Nicholas out there now for Akarana. Stilanovic Watane trying to sneak around JP White. Sadly awaits that dummy half. Here comes Uruamo Matakohi for Waikato. Got the late offload away, and it's play on. Sadly has a chance here for Waikato. Good defence, keeps him out. Last play now for the Mana. Can they ice this one? Stilanovic Watane. It's bounced off an Akarana player, and it's been gathered by the Webster. Hard luck for Waikato there. They did pretty much everything right in that set. Tanielu plays the ball. Fae with the hard yards carry, but he doesn't go in the direction he wanted to particularly well on that carry. Papuni Abbott. Hit nice and hard by Ikurangi Sadlia, the number 9 for Waikato. Here's Clyde again. Clyde again, and we've got that ability to beat that first tackler. And he's lost the ball in the tackle there, Kalan Clyde. Well, they only must have just fractionally knocked it on there. Waikato getting away with a couple of 50-50 calls. Two tries in the second half. 4 tries to 1 is the score. Waikato, that score probably, and they look at that scoreboard, 22-4 cheapest. It's gone away from them a little bit. They're still playing okay. Stilanovic Watane. See a couple of players, and that's a terrific pass, and Wood's in the clear, and Noah Wood for the corner, he scored. Well, great try for Waikato. The pass from Tahuri was a cracking pass. It was one of those passes that could have easily been intercepted, but when you're down by 18 points, it's probably worth the risk. So Noah Wood goes over to score, and he scores in his debut match for this team. Didn't play the first 2 rounds. There's the pass again. Wow, looked a little forward too, didn't it, on that replay? But Waikato, they got the call right, and it is 22 points to 8. Noah Wood on that left wing side getting the try. Second of the game for them. Well, tough kick here for Jarden Stilanovic Watane. Oh, he does have a rich history in Australia, this lad. Went to Kebra Park High School with Reece Walsh, and was with Penrith SG ball team last year. Didn't get a run in the SG ball team, but it was in their squad. And here he is back in New Zealand. And that's a very similar kicking technique to Reece Walsh, isn't it? Swinging the arms. Let's see if Stilanovic Watane can convert. And he has, he's nailed it. Good job. So that narrows the gap back to 12 points. 22 points to 10. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. And that pass, well, they got away with it. And was well finished by Wood. We can question the pass, of course. Being slightly forward, arguably, but that was a really good finish by Noah Wood. Good pace for him to take the opportunity for his team. They've let it bounce, Waikato, and Akarana have picked it up. Well, that's one area of their game they're going to need to improve, as we see Waikari or Ratima pick up the ball. Now Nicholas with a carry. Marcus Nicholas from Richmond. Clyde slots into dummy half once again. Here's Ratima, try scorer in the last game against Counties Manukau. Clyde waits as Akarana swing back onto attack as JP White tries to squeeze between those two defenders, almost gets to the line. Papuni Abbott into dummy half this time. Vietau Kauhiva. Tanielu, spot tackle from Fina, was a cracking tackle. He's dropped the ball and it's play on. And away goes the captain for Waikato. Etetwairo. Good pressure from Ramsey Finau on that right wing. And here he is carrying the ball now. Getting stuck into that Akarana defence. Well, he'll be keen to make up for that error that he made just after half-time, misjudging that high bouncing ball, that high ball. Moon Harris plays that one. Number 14 out there now, Clark Rua for Waikato. Starting halfback in the last game off the interchange today. Here's Paul back out there. Portman Paul, a good carry of the football here by the front rower. Wants to get to his feet quickly to play it, and he's done so. Stilanovic Watane wants to put that spiral bomb up. Awkwardly bouncing ball here. It's bounced kindly for Akarana. In fact, it couldn't have bounced kindly, and now the referee says there was in fact offside play. Maybe a couple of those Waikato players were ahead of the kicker. So a defensive penalty here for Josh Tanielu. Tanielu will take the first hit up. White. He's stayed up there. Now basically, Akarana playing with an extra player in their spine at the moment. With White, Ratima, Clyde, and also Vietau Kauhiva still all out there. There's a good burst from Graham Taufa, who's straight through. Oh, he's done something to an injury there, maybe a hammy or something. And there's a one-on-one strip. And it is Tahuti who has just picked up the ball out of the hands there of Fae. Tough carry by Wood here, the try scorer. He's getting close to the sideline. Ratima was looking to drag him over there. That pass is dodgy, but referee Hope will. It's a penalty. And we can see over the sideline there, Graham Taufa getting an assessment now on a left, on his right knee maybe, or his calf. Well, he was clean through, didn't he? Straight out of dummy half. Oh, and something he just lost all his leg there. Oh, it's heartbreaking for the big fella. Touched on earlier, he was very close to playing for the Roosters in the NRL last year. Wakato toiling away here again. The error rate has dropped right down, and being very impressed with Harrigan Randavanovic here. Again, who's been playing very well. Paul, the ball playing front rower. Decides to take the tackle. Inside the 40, that kick. Stilanovic, can he get a good bounce here? And he can't. It's going to go dead, and it'll go back to the 20. All it needed was a little bounce to the right, and it would have been a 40-20. Well, good game, 16 minutes to play. Wakato hunting that try that might give them a chance of a fuss upset victory. They really, I think, can't afford to allow Akarana to score again. That's a good carry of the football from Tanielu. Did he lose the ball though? No. Did well there to hold on to it. Clyde gives it to Fiatau Kauhiva. Lovely pass. Payne is through. Elam Payne to the fullback. Oh, Payne, yes. Payne inflicts some pain. Elam Payne, impressive finish. And that was a superb finish. Elam Payne. Wreaking havoc, 26-10. Oh, that was impressive. And that was always on the cards after Payne was in the clear. He is a tough character. Well, Sebastian Suarez had a fairly quiet game for Akarana, and he was very good in the first two games, and now Payne is starting to come into his own there. He's already played for New Zealand 18's clubs team in 2020. He's the ex-Kelston Boys first 13 captain. Already played in this competition last year. Akarana under 18s, 20s, under 18s rather in 2020. Elam Payne has had pretty good career to this point, and that is why. So 26 points to 10. And Fa'e, whose goal kicking has been good. The only try he hasn't converted was his own try, the first one of the game. He's missed that one. So there we are. Bad miss there for Fa'e, and it is 26-10. 16, and check out Payne, boom. Then strong enough to shrug off Stilanovic Watene as well. So 5 tries now. Akarana has scored 2 for Waikato. Fiatau Kauhiva. Straight away, Papuni Abbott. Don't know how he got past Finau there, but he did. Clyde gives it to the try scorer, Elam Payne. Again, see how strong he is once he engages the defensive line. He is really creating havoc. Papuni Abbott, wonderful work rate on the big front rower. Good direct running from Akarana this time as White unleashes Ratima. Here's Fa'e, will pull past that time to Sua. Wasn't knocked on though. Yeah, here's Yuaka, who's lost his headgear, but proving tough to tackle. Clyde again in the tummy half. Here's Rutherford out there now, Jacob Rutherford. Ratima, Tawa. Kenny Tawa shrugging off tacklers, and Kenny Tawa is going over to score. Good try for the front rower, and another score for Akarana, and that one was a bit easier for Kenny Tawa. The defensive line not moving up on that left-hand side for Waikato, and Kenny Tawa goes over to score his second try of the competition. Got one against Counties Manukau 2 weeks ago. Yeah, some pretty weak tackling, and it just was too tough there for Western Tahuti. So Kenny Tawa extends the lead to 30-10. And that's 4 tries in the second half. And I touched on, remember, just after half-time, I wondered how Waikato would handle the second half. So they've fallen away in their previous two games, and the same pattern is continuing in this game too. And unfortunately, it looks like Noah Wood has picked up an ankle injury. There's Wood there, might have just got tangled up in the turf, if anything there. So Fair is he's going to line up this convergence. So his goal kicking stats today, 3 from 5. He's missed that one as well, so he drops it to 50% now on the day. So score remains 30-10. Still a comfortable margin here for the Akarana Falcons in round 4 of the Ruben Wiki Cup. If they go on and win this game, they'll have one match to play against Upper Central. If they win that, they'll be in the final. And then it's just a matter of who they'll play. Will it be Counties Manukau or the South Island? And that match, remember, is coming up tomorrow, that clash. That could well be a semi-final in disguise, that game. It should be a cracking game. It's going to be very competitive. South Island have been very good in the last couple of weeks. Papuni Abbott. Tower. Oh, trying to cut him in half was Taylor Wright. And Kenny Tower got out of that one. Or did he? Looks like he's going to be okay. The biggest stuff for Kenny Tower, but certainly doesn't lack in heart. And Clyde again sneaking away from dummy half. Kalan Clyde loves running up the middle. Check that out. And the pass to Rutherford. Oh, and it's been picked up. And away comes Stilanovic Watane. Or was that Tahudi who picked up the ball? It might be Tahudi. Yes, it is. Wow, that was a fortunate little pickup by the fullback. Now Marsh back out there to end the game for Wakato. You know, he's got one around the nose. Puerera Marsh. He's okay though, Portman Paul. And that there might have been a nasty injury to Paul. Again, I don't think there was anything illegal in that tackle. Just one of those awkwardly landing ones where players can get twisted into compromising positions. Portman Paul under the spotlight here. So here's Paul here. There. It looks like he's going to shrug it off. Good on him. Wright throws himself back into it. Taylor Wright. There goes Stilanovic Watane trying to get that spiral bomb going again. And again, the bounce doesn't favour Waikato. So back to the 20. It comes for Akarana. With 8 minutes to play, 30 points to 10. Game looks secure for Akarana. Sua, who hasn't seen much ball today. Wakato have kept him pretty quiet, which is just as well because he can be a damaging runner as well. Wakari Ratima with that carry. Here's Sua again, getting stuck in again. Good meters post contact made by Sua. Clyde at dummy half now. Payne. Oh, Payne, he just like he was holding a cake of soap there. Someone put oil on the ball and he couldn't grasp it, which was a shame because again Akarana were looking very good up the middle there. They got multiple threats all sides, on both sides and up the middle. Right, playing the ball for Wakato. That was Daniela, and now out to Tekoi, who hasn't seen him again much ball as he would have liked. Very good runner with some green pasture in front of him. Randovanovic runs into some solid defence that time. Too soft for the referee's liking. Maybe a shoulder charge, in fact, from Bastian Sua. Comes tackle. So 6 minutes to go. So again, some solid defence coming in there from number 16, Rutherford, and also Sua for Akarana. Marsh. Back to his captain. Here Tetwairo. And Wright picks up the loose ball. No knock on, says the referee. So Wright has it. About 15 out. Sadlier plays dummy half again. Daniela now Marsh once more. Here's to Puria Marsh. Here's a chance. Wood gets it nicely. And that's a good shift of the attack there from Waikato. And the timing to Noah Wood was absolutely impeccable there from Toporia Marsh. And Wood gets a second try of the contest, 30 points to 14. Well, good work from Waikato there. They saw an opportunity, and Wood just absolutely perfectly timed onto the pass. See, Marsh was absolutely flattened the moment he released it. But some good rugby league play from the Waikato mana on that play. Leaves a tough conversion attempt here for Stilanovic Watene. Tahuti's try went unconverted in the first half. He did get that one by Wood from a similar position about 15 minutes ago. And that one's going to be waved away, so no conversion that time from Stilanovic Watene. So score remains 30 points to 14. A chance to remind you once again, in 35 minutes we'll have the next game for you. It is that women's game between Counties Manukau and Mid Central. Kicks off at 2:30 here on Sky Sport 4. Looking forward to your company for that game as well. Lavina Good and Jules Newman with the call of that game. And don't forget at 5 o'clock kickoff, build up from 4:30 here on Sky Sport 4, Warriors Broncos, game 4 of the NRL for 2022 for both teams. It's the Warriors 1 and 3, rather 1 and 2 at the moment, and the Broncos 2 and 1, won 2 of their 3 games. So we'll see how that one goes today. 3 minutes to play here in this Ruben Wiki match, cup match rather, and we'll see if there is time for one more try. Wright, who's worked away really well, as has Portman Paul. Been impressed with those front rows. Good work rates on both of them in that Wakato team today. Here Titwado and now Daniela. Oh, that was a lovely time pass out to Noah Wood again. I think Marsh or maybe Boone Harris through that last pass to make good meters as Marsh gives it over to Wright again. Taylor Wright, good carry again. Sadly, back to Daniela, who ends the set. Fair, well taken. Using his first game of fullback in this team today. He'd been on the wing in the last 2 weeks. Here's Taha Webster, the rare carry for him. Tau Kauhiva, there's space behind the ruck here for Elam Payne again, but up quickly to nullify that was Portman Paul. And also, and there is a penalty. Charging onto that one was Yosua once again, and he's earned a penalty for Akarana, so maybe the last act of this game will fall to Akarana. Sui's an imposing looking lad, isn't he? And no, it was a strip, says the referee. There's Elam Payne with a memorable try in that first half, or rather earlier on in the second half. Sets it up here for Clyde, and here's Yosua again. Brought to deck by Sadlier. Akarana be icing this game with one more try, do you think? Yes, Fiatau Kauhiva sees the gap, and he is so good at seeing space on that part of the... And it is Dukes Fiatau Kauhiva who will finish the game for Akarana, the captain, with a try. His second of the campaign. He got one against Counties Manukau as well. And Fiatau Kauhiva, 34-14. Fox Memorial player last year for Marist, ex-Mount Albert Grammar student, and he's just so good at seeing that space, as I touched on. And it looks like he might take the conversion attempt himself here. Second year in this competition, played for Auckland White last year. So this will be the last act of the game, with the hooter just sounding. So in the end, a pretty second half performance here for Akarana. They've scored 22, maybe 24 points to 10, outscoring Waikato. So they have kicked clear nicely in the second half, as we see Dukes Fiatau Kauhiva. Now the wind slide that back, it has. Very nice kick indeed. So that will end the game, and a comfortable win for Akarana. They get their second win from 3 games, stay unbeaten with that draw as well, and a final score 36-14 to the Akarana Falcons. Seven tries to 2 it was. As we count some highlights of the game now, and the second half got underway here with Tanielu jumping on that one. Misjudged there by the winger Finau, the catch, and Tanielu the simple score. And that really got Akarana on a good roll, as Tyson Davies got a try right next to the post shortly after. And all of a sudden, the 10-4 scoreline was 22 points to 4. And then we saw 2 tries in the second half to this man, Noah Wood, on the left wing for Waikato. Questionable pass being allowed to continue from Tahuti. Might have drifted forward, and then Elam Payne, memorable one, this one, just knocked Tahuti out of the road, shrugged off. Stilanovic Watene, and that was a really good try, Elam Payne, arguably the most memorable of the game. Kenny Tower, he got on the try-scoring list as well. that stretched the lead to 30-10. Then Wood got a second try. I love the way Marsh changed the angle and changed the point of the attack here, and Wood took full advantage to score in the corner again. His second try, Waikato's third of the game, and then as we just saw, Kauhiva, Fiatau Kauhiva, sneaking between those defenders and scoring the 7th and final try for Akarana to win the game by 36 points to 14. And we are now heading to Fred in just a moment for the after-match reaction to this game. Just a quick chance to remember to tune in at 2:30 for that women's match between Counties Manukau and Mid Central. I think we're ready now. Let's go down to Fred de Jong, who's on the field.
Well, Dukes, great game. They really took it to you today.
Oh yeah, they're a good side. Big props to them. They came through, they gave us a challenge, and that's what we like about the game. Keeps it going, keeps us going, and yeah, that's it.
You needed the points for your differential, so you really kept going at them right through, didn't you?
Yeah, have to. No game is easy. We just got to keep pushing to what we know how to play, and just keep competing against them.
And good energy from your side right through the whole game. And also, I think you got some good mileage down the left edge there.
Oh yeah, just trying to complete and compete against them, because we didn't know what they'll have, with defense or offense. We just gotta keep going at them, see if they break or not. But yeah, they did good.
Well done today. Good game, mate.
Oh yeah, thank you. You have a good one.
Game, but to your credit, you kept going all the way through.
You had, you're right there. It was a tough game, but as we represent Wakato and who we are, where we come from. Yeah.
You kept it close there through most of the first half, but just blew out a little bit at the end. Is that a fitness issue?
Yeah, it's definitely a fitness issue. A lot of us from Wakato, our boys like the kai, we like the food, and that's what we do. We live off the land too, so I think we can't stop them from doing what we do.
What was said at half time? Because it wasn't, the game wasn't out of reach at half time. So what did the coach say at half time for the second half?
We were pretty much at the same stage last week playing South. We were almost the same points. We on the second half they just ran over the top of us, and yeah, today that's what happened. And at half time all we did is we didn't really care if we scored. We just needed to grind that whole half, and we tried, but yeah, Auckland is just fit, and that's what we expect of an Auckland team, and you shouldn't expect anything else.
Well, maybe a bit more running, a little less kai for next week, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
All the best, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, there we are, folks. That is the match, 36 points to 14, all done and dusted here at Bruce Pullman Park. And I'm touched on that game tomorrow. That is a big game down in Napunawai, Christchurch, South Island, Counties Manukau. The winner of that game is in the box seat to make the final. So it's a virtual semi-final, that one between South Island and Counties Manukau at midday today. So that at midday tomorrow. So that's the points table at the moment. Akarana on top with one game to play against Upper Central. That South Island Counties Manukau game, remember, is tomorrow, and Wakato, well, they remain on the bottom of the table after the result of this game today. Well, there they are, the winners of today's game. Akarana Falcons looking good, arguably their best performance of the campaign so far. Too good for Waikato. Thanks for joining us here, but stay with us. In a short while, we'll have the Women's Premiership match between Counties Manukau and Mid Central.